Hello everybody and welcome back to this tutorial, and in this tutorial we will see how we can implement our keylogger to our backdoor. So we have our keylogger right here. It is the entire code of our keylogger and we want to implement that in our reverse shell _py. So we can see our reverse shell is complete from the previous section, and all we want to do is add a few things right here which will allow us to actually run our keylogger. Now, for those of you that are using that used before the Metasploit framework, you know that we can actually start the keylogger with a single command, and we can also dump the keystrokes with another command. So we want to perform something similar to that. So let us see how we can do that. Let us go down here, and let's go the actual keylogger command right here. So we will do something like this, or else if the command and the first 12 characters of that command are equal to the open double quotes keylog _start. If that is the case, we want to run a thread on an actual keylogger library or on the start function in our keylogger. Now, in order to be able to do that, we first of all need to import the keylogger, otherwise this will not work. So import threading first and import keylogger as well. Make sure to name the import right here the same as the name of your keylogger. For example, if you named it something differently, make sure to specify here the different name as well. So import threading and import keylogger in order to be able to do this. So let's go down here now and continue with this implementation. And what we want to do is simply run the thread on our keylogger. So t1 will be the thread that we are going to use, equals threading.thread. The target will be the target function from our keylogger library, and the function will be start function. So what we are doing with this command is creating a single thread to be run separately from our program. The thread is running the function which is stored in the keylogger library, and the function is called the start. And all we need to do is actually start that thread, so we can just t1.start. Now make sure to not confuse this start function right here and this start function right here. Basically, this start function is a start function from our keylogger program, and this start function is a start function that will start a thread, and it is a part of the threading library. So those are not two same functions, so don't worry about that. And the next thing we want to do is how we can actually get those keystrokes back. We need to get those keystrokes back by reading from that file and sending the actual keystrokes to the server. So else if, let's do something like this, else if command, and then first 11 characters are equal to the actual keylog _dump. What we want to do is open that file, and remember that you actually need to have the file specified right here. So basically, we want to add first of all a global variable which will be the same file path to the actual file path of the process manager.txt that we coded in our keylogger. So all we need to do is, first of all, let me just save this, nano my keylogger.py, copy this path right here. So copy it, nano our reverse shell right here. Let's go all the way down, and right here let us paste that path, so it will be global path. We can use it everywhere we want. Let's call it keylogger _path. Now make sure that before you actually use it right here, that you specify at the beginning the global path variable. Otherwise, I don't think that you will be able to use it in an actual shell function. So global keylogger path. Or let me just check it right here. Maybe you will be able to use it. Keylogger path. Okay, so keylog dump. Let us just go with this way, and if it doesn't work, we'll just fix it. So fn, we are opening a file, so open. We want to open a file at the location of keylogger path. Let me just create a space right here for it to look a little bit better. And right now we want to read from that file. As soon as we read from that file, we want to reliable_send fn.read. So if I'm not mistaken, this is the entire thing that we actually need to code in order for this to work. And this is the part of the reverse shell code. What we need to do is do a simple modification to our server-side code in order for it to not actually lock out once we actually call the keylog start function. As you can see that this command right here will not send back anything to our server. That's why we need to make sure to actually tell the server to just continue once it sends that command. Since in other case, if we don't, it will just wait for a result which it will never receive. So we can go right here, else if command, and then first 12 characters are equal to the actual keylog_start. Okay. We want to simply just continue. We don't want to do anything else. So just press here continue and it will go to the beginning of the while true loop. So let us save this. And right now, if everything is coded correctly, if we are not missing any library or anything else, we should be good to go and we should be able to actually compile our program. So let's do it. Wine. And then the root.wine drive C Python 27 script spy installer, and then dash no console dash no console dash one file, and then reverse shell.py. Now if you want to, you can also use the images, PDF files, or whatever you want in order to make it more believable, but for now I will just not use it, since all I want to do is test my keylogger. We're not really doing a real attack right here. But if you want to test it out with a, for example, image, whether it will open an image or not, you can do that. So let us go right here. Let us go to the dist, plug in the USB drive. Here is our reverse shell.exe. Move the reverse shell.exe to media root Kali live. Once it is out, we can delete everything. And we can run our server and unplug our USB drive. Okay, let us take our reverse shell, place it right here, and run it. Hopefully we don't get any error prompted right here. And we indeed don't. So let us go to our actual Kali Linux and wait for the connection to come back. And then we will test our keylogger. Now before we do any of that, you can check right here. If you just type right here dir, you will notice that right now we have the windows32.txt, but we don't have the process manager.txt. So once we run the keylog_start function, it should create a process.txt in this directory right here. So here is the connection back. Let's test with a simple command, who am I, help, works. And now if we just type keylog_start, nothing is prompted back. If I just type who am I once again, we can still execute commands, but you can see right here there is no process manager, but if I just type dir once again, you can see right now there is a file called processmanager.txt. And if we just type in our terminal, hello world, how is your day today? Okay, so I mistyped the Y with Z, doesn't even matter. And if I just go in my Kali Linux and just type keylog_dump, you can see who am I, key backspace, hello world, how is Zor des today. That is because I mistyped this. And we can see that it prints everything well enough and our keylogger simply works. In any case, what we want to do is basically add also the keylog start and keylog dump to this actual help options right here, so we can have them stored there. So let us just quit the actual connection, go to our reverse shell and add them here. So we can just add them before the actual Q command. Doesn't even matter. Keylog underscore start. And we will need to move this a little bit. So let us just do it like this. Just so it looks prettier. Okay, so keylog start will start the keylogger. Let's also move the Q as well. And let's add the keylog underscore dump. So keylog underscore dump will dump the keystrokes from keylogger. Okay, so these are all our available options. Let us save this. And right now our reverse shell is, I believe, complete. There is really nothing else to add right here. Of course, as I said before, you can add anything you want. If you have any idea what you would like, you can also search it up on the internet. For example, if you want to record microphone, you can just search up how to record microphone with Python, and then you would save that to, for example, an audio file, and then you would send the contents from that audio file to our server, which will then save that on our Kali Linux machine. It is simple. It is the same principle as for the images, so nothing really to worry about there. Basically anything that comes to your mind, you can just input it right here. Also, if you want to, at the end of an actual program, you can join this thread right here. So let me just set it right here. In order to create this, since you started this thread right here, you can also code a part which will close this thread, and then you can delete the process manager.txt folder right after you quit the connection. For that, you will need to set a certain flag, for example, a flag in the keylogger, which will check every time whether that flag is set. If it is not set, then it will actually close the actual function. We will see an actual principle behind it in the next section, where we'll code our threaded server or our command and control center. And basically then, once you see it there, if you have no idea right now how you can implement it, you can come back to this program right here and implement it in the keylogger program. Then you would use a thread.join in order to join threads at the end, and then you would need to delete the process manager at the end of the program so you can leave no trace behind. So that would be about it for this tutorial. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I see you in the next one. Bye!